Alright, so last night iRacing released the Season 3 release notes, or at least the pre-release version, so I'd like to give you guys a quick TLDR because boy do we both know that this is just a lot of text to go through. So I went through this and we're going to talk about just the things that might be the most common to come up and obviously the new content as well. So let's start with the new content. The first part is very recently they actually just talked about this in Twitter, and it is the Cadillac V Series R, which is going to be a really cool addition. I might try this out for myself. And they provided some screenshots, but no video. So look out for that. And then the next thing, 2-in-1 in this video here, we have Willow Springs with the updated foliage setup, and then also with the, Ligier JSP320, which is a LMP3 car, which is going to be a new class. So you can see that iRacing posted a video here, and some other videos showcasing the car and the track independently. So we already have a pretty good idea what this is going to look like, but Willow Springs looks very good from the foliage side of things, the visuals, kind of something that we haven't really seen before from iRacing. They talked about how it was kind of almost building from the ground up, some new people kind of bringing in some new ideas and really upping the quality. And then the next thing that is going to be new here, it also announced very recently, was the Porsche 911 GT3R, the 992, and this thing looks slick. Very updated from the previous version of the Porsche GT3 car that people were using, and I probably think this is going to be one of the more popular ones just because of the iconic look. And yeah, just look at that. Very, very good addition for the people who like to race GT3s, which is a lot of you road guys, as my understanding. And then next, we have a new track coming out, and I just have this screenshot here right now, but it is Aragon. I believe that's how you pronounce it. I don't know. I'm more confident in my French pronunciation than that, so sorry about that. But yep, they have it ready to go. We haven't seen any video of it yet that I was able to find, but we have this screenshot, and I'm sure people are going to be driving on it right when it releases tomorrow. And then the next thing is going to be a new configuration for the NASCAR Chicago Street Course. And this is what it looks like now. This is what the current map layout is. I don't really see any difference. This is upside down, sorry, but I don't see any difference. But there's obviously something updated if they need a whole new configuration for it. This was how it was kind of made, almost like a fantasy before it was even real. So there's probably some things to update, some small, minute things after actually seeing it come into fruition. And like somebody like Steven, my Discord server, just joked, they probably are adding the protesters complaining about the noise at this track too. And then the other big thing that I already made a big video about was the dirt refresh. So this is supposedly going to change the way that dirt drives. The car will feel more into the track and hopefully craft a better dirt experience. We'll scroll down here and see exactly what they say. So yeah, so a variety of updates as a result of the dirt refresh have been enabled. So things like the properties of wear and wetness of the dirt, the height variance and depth variance. So that's going to be how much the car is in the track wear parameters, tire rubber accumulation. So basically everything that goes into dirt, they overhauled. Well, they called it a refresh, but I think it's closer to an overhaul than an update. And we'll see how that goes. And then some AI racing. There's a lot of things that AI has been enabled for, then some of the new cars, some of the old cars, some of the new tracks. But one thing I really want to point out to you guys, all 5 configurations of Irwindale Speedway. What does that mean? That means we have AI figure 8 racing now. So if you want something to mess around with during week 13, boot up one of those figure 8 races with AI and see what the craziest car you can get to go around. I think you can get the F1 car to go around here, so that would be pretty funny. So there's also AI. They've improved the AI. I like the names that they give these. They say that they put them through education classes, but basically they're just saying that in different situations, the AI will behave better now. So for instance, fast cars going up against slow cars going up against fast cars, reaction timing, all that good stuff that you expect from good AI. They're just training it up bit by bit. And then we're going to get to eventually new damage models. So new damage models, obviously, for all the new cars, but also dirt late model is going to get a completely new damage model. The NASCAR truck is going to get a new damage model, which is very interesting. We haven't seen a NASCAR truck update for damage in a while, so you're probably going to see the more realistic crumpling of the front bumper. Maybe it'll fall off now or something like that. But yeah, that'll be fun to see. And then also the Clio is getting a new damage model. So those are the not brand new cars that are getting new damage models. So that'd be cool. And then here's a really cool small tidbit. The spotters and team members can now control auto fuel state. So for instance, if you're driving and you're really into the zone and you're like, oh, I got to recheck fuel or uncheck fuel giving a situation, now your spotter can do that without you having to worry about it. And speaking of spotters, they're going to be adding new things that the spotter says. A lot of more information that the spotter can give you, lead change, fast car approaching. Seems like things that should have already been in here, but you know how it is. Leader is lapping you, personal best lap time. So you can, a lot of these are going to be if chyness is medium or high. So if you don't want all this information, make sure that your spotter chyness is to low or even off. But I keep mine at medium. I think that's pretty good. And then a new silence function has been added for the spotter. That's funny. You can just shut them up if you really want to. All right. And then graphic overhaul, like they were talking about, not an overhaul, sorry, but some new things that they're doing with the foliage specifically, 3D foliage system down here, new environmental graphics feature. So hopefully that makes future updates to tracks and new tracks look better in terms of the foliage. So that'd be awesome. Audio hot swap support has been added to iRacing. So that's big. If you forget to plug in your headset before the race starts, you can just plug it in now. I have had that issue before where I had the wrong mic or headphones plugged in and I was not able to switch it easily without having to either leave the car or leave the session. So this is huge for people who are switching between mics and headphones like I am. That is very big, actually. Some small interface features. So you can choose to PM just an individual user, current driver of a car, or a car's entire team. That seems like it'd be something for endurance racing. So that's probably pretty convenient for you guys there, but I don't know how much that's going to be used. But other small options like that. There's a new level of motion blur, Ultra. All right, very cool. There's a whole lot of information on the force feedback here. It seems like most of this is just to help with a common issue that wheels with force feedback face. Something about having the certain wheels either that do not have correct drivers installed or are set at very low by default. You might get a notification. So there's different, this is a little too technical for me, but it seems like there's just different force factors that you can auto adjust to now and all that stuff. Here's a very, very big thing right here. In the replays, chat messages and incident points are saved and viewable in replays. Why is that important? Well, if you have text abuse in chat, you can find that text in a replay now and protest people off of that. So that's very interesting if, let's say somebody forgets to screenshot or something, but now you can get that back in a replay. So I think you have to be more careful than ever what you say in text chat now in iRacing. And then finally, just some updates to the sporting code. Apparently me reading through it had them find some errors or issues and have stuff get updated. So, and then as always, we have BOP updates for all the road cars, setups updates for all of the other cars. New damage model for the Arca Menard Chevy and Gen 4 Cup. But it looks like this new damage model isn't just a brand new damage model. It looks like it's just a tuning where some of the things are basically tweaked with so that it's more realistic. And then, of course, all the settings have been updated. Really, nothing too crazy in terms of the cars that I haven't talked about so far. A lot of the dirt cars are getting some pretty big changes to match the dirt refresh. But it just seems mostly like small changes and BOP updates for road cars. All right, and besides that, everything else is a very small change, just little bug fixes. But other than that, we'll see what this is all going to look like on Tuesday or Wednesday, depending on where you are. And then we will see the rollout of this update and have a lot of fun with it. All right, thank you all for watching. Hope you all have a wonderful day, and I hope to see you all on the track.